So then I said, that's not my kid, that's my slave's kid. Ha 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 ha. But also kind of my kid.
Thank you for inviting me to the scroll club.
Anytime. Did you read Socrates' latest work?
Well, I tried to get him to sign my scroll, but then he asked me why I wanted it, and 15 minutes later, I found myself crying alone in a corner.
I'm Spartacus.
Yes, we know. Now, I'm down to Wi-Fi, so go jiggle the sundial on the roof.
I'll show them. Once I organize and free my brothers in bondage, I shall make my former masters pay with their lives. Okay, who took my kitchen knife?
These gladiator slaves. Not the brightest, are they?
Not as bad as some of those Indian slaves.
Those aren't slaves. Those are untouchables.
What's the difference?
Our slaves are protected by law, are captured from war, and can sometimes earn their freedom. Untouchables in India are seen as total filth, can only get the most menial jobs, and have no hope of escape.
So they're at the bottom of their social class structure?
They're not even in their social class structure. Sometimes they're worse off than the slaves India does have.
I still prefer that than almost being fed to a lion every week.
No one asked.
You know, China doesn't need slaves.
No, they just need poor people.
What's the difference?
Slaves in China are convicted criminals.
I guess you better not go committing crimes in China.
Forget it, boss. It's the Han Dynasty.
The poor people just do most of the work, and the government maybe gives you the chance to move up through a ridiculously expensive education system.
A chance for an education. That sounds nice.
How's that Wi-Fi coming? Do women get that education?
Good one. Women getting education in China. That's so funny.
Not with their whole male yang being superior to the female yin.
I know. Men are associated with light, rationality, and rulers, where yin is earth, weakness, and darkness. Good luck getting ahead when your gender's inferiority is embedded into the universe itself.
Well, there was that Empress Wu.
Oh, sure. China's only female emperor.
And according to their philosophy, bearing and raising children is supposed to be this huge honor.
At least they're getting honored more than those women in Athens.
Don't get me started. They're barely viewed as necessary.
Wasn't it that crazy philosopher Aristotle who said a woman is, as it were, an infertile man?
Oh yeah, that was in last month's scroll. Let me pull it out real quick. She is female, in fact, on account of a kind of inadequacy. That inadequacy lay in her inability to generate sperm, which contained the form or the soul of a new human being. Her role in the reproductive process was passive, providing a receptacle for the vital male contribution. I've met that guy, and he's not as great as he thinks he is. So what's your life like?
We're actually given some control over our lives, unlike those Athens nerds.
Only because your husbands are constantly away, preventing the very likely slave uprising.
How's that Wi-Fi looking?
I scanned the SPQR code and filled out the form. Someone should be here to fix it in about 3 years between VIIIAM and VIPM.
Wow, that's fast.
Of course, I have AT&T.
But who's to say what slavery even is anyway?
It's the exploitation of someone for personal gain.
Go wait for the repairman.
Yeah.
When do you think we'll ever see an end to all this unfair treatment towards the poor and women?
And slaves.
No, most of our economy relies on you.
If I wanted most of the economy to depend on me without being paid, I would have worked for Amazon.
And don't worry, I think things will turn out just fine for the caste system, the Roman Empire, and ancient China.
You mean modern China, right?
Yeah, sure.
Ah, I have found my knife. Now I can finally take my revenge on my masters and free my brothers from... Well, I regret wearing sandals today.